Koch, you're the worst. Time to put the people first. Koch, you're the worst. Time to put the people first. Koch, you're the worst. Time to put the people first.
They're concerned that they're going to be pushing their radical extremist agenda and using the Tribune and other newspapers for the radical platform. And we're here to protect free media and objective journalism.
Well, here today we are basically saying no to the Koch brothers purchasing the Chicago Tribune. Tribune owns about 2 television stations and 8 other daily newspapers that we do not want the Koch brothers to purchase so they can push their white right-wing agenda.
Cut the lies in the green. Give us our news. Cut the lies in the green. Give us our news.
Koch brothers have shown again and again that they're going to use different platforms to push their agenda. So, they funded the Tea Party, they funded different think tanks, the Cato Institute, the Heritage Foundation, and this is just going to be another platform for them to push their agenda. And they're pushing this agenda that affects working class America, middle class America, minorities, and it concerns us residents of Chicago. They want to get rid of the minimum wage. They want to defund education. They deny claims of global warming. And this is just, these are ideas not based on facts. And we're protecting investigative journalism and the free press. And we're afraid that if the Koch brothers come and own the newspapers, they're gonna just use it as a way to promote their ideas.
Koch Industries is run by the infamous Koch brothers, billionaires who got rich from oil and who deny global warming. Koch Industries is considered a favorite in the race to buy the Tribune Corporation's newspapers, including the Chicago Tribune and the Los Angeles Times. The public grew immediately furious over the news. It's important to note that the Tribune is being broken up and that the sale is even happening because of grassroots political activism going back at least a decade. The Tribune in 2003 wanted to become a first-tier media corporation by buying a great many more TV stations and newspapers across America. The Federal Communications Commission even passed the media ownership rule changes the Tribune wanted and needed to make this happen. But grassroots activists rallied Americans to what was happening just in time, and the resulting outcry powered a court challenge which overturned the FCC's attempts to overturn those media ownership rules. The Tribune Corporation moaned about its failure on its editorial pages and filed appeals to overturn that ruling. Those appeals failed, and the Tribune had no backup plan. So in 2006, Tribune shareholders demanded an ownership change. They got it in the form of Chicago area billionaire Sam Zell. Sam Zell then led the Tribune into bankruptcy. In 2013, the Tribune finally emerged out of bankruptcy, but the Tribune Company as we know it now is dead. Reports say that the Tribune plans to sell off most, if not all, of its existing media properties, with the newspaper first to go. It's an irony that grassroots political activism played a key role in what could be a buyout of a major American newspaper chain by 2 of America's most hated billionaires. If the Tribune were smart, they would exploit this fact. But why should they empower the public by saying that ordinary people can affect media and policy? That's not to say that the Koch buyout of the Tribune newspapers is a good thing. Far from it. But the buyout isn't a foregone conclusion. For one, the Kochs will now get the opposition of the environmental movement, in addition to the media reform and media justice and labor movements. That's very significant. The environmental movement has been flexing its muscle on climate issues with some success, and it's been the growth of resistance which proved critical in blocking previous attempts at widening media concentration. What's more, a buyout deal could get scuttled in ways we can't yet foresee, but which grassroots political activism could foment, as happened before. Meanwhile, the effects of global warming will escalate, the conservative media establishment will look like a bunch of headless chickens, and a new right-wing maneuver to capture the corporate media will make its biases even less implicit. The game is far from over.